Yo, wagwan, it's your boy Hype to the DARD. Oh, that is my name, and this is the real edits. Welcome to another video where we continue reviewing and checking out this issue up about Venezuela and the US, where the US decided to capture the president of Nini. I don't know on what grounds, but they just decided to do it because they can do it at the end of the day, which begs so many questions, right? It doesn't make sense to me, but personally, kulingana na the other video that we did, we came to understand why they did it, but at the end of the day, it was not justifiable. As much as, him being a bad person, there are so many bad leaders out here. Why are they not doing that? But still, we know what it is about. Personally, I know it's about the oil. I'm really sure it's about the oil. So we want to see how it is turning out to be in Venezuela. How are the people taking it? How I hear that the vice president decided to say that she's a lady, that they should release the guy, and they are not justified to Nini. So she's in solidarity with the US not capturing the guy, not doing what they did, because actually that one was an insane move by the US. We can't just be in a new year, even a week is not yet finished, and you just decide to invade a country and capture their president, because now that shows that, I don't know, even Russia has not captured the Ukraine president, man, and that's crazy.
Well, the streets of Caracas were largely deserted in the aftermath.
So this is a feature by DW News. So, yeah.
Of Maduro's seizure, which has thrown the country into uncertainty. People in the capital have begun stockpiling food and other goods. Many say the US strikes came as a surprise.
Yeah, they were a surprise, because you just can't.
And they're not sure what Maduro's capture means for their future.
On Saturday morning, Caracas appeared almost deserted. Just a few cars on the road, empty streets, and closed petrol stations. Calm is very slowly returning to the city after the dawn bombings that took Venezuelans by surprise.
There were enormous, tremendous explosions in the mountains and then in specific places. The military academy behind the mountains in the Valle Fortuna.
This caught us all by surprise. We were sleeping. We heard an explosion, and then we realized what it was.
People line up at supermarkets to stock up. Many don't know what's going to happen.
It's okay. I'm going to kind of say it's good that they didn't attack civilian areas. It was only the governmental areas where they struck. Like they struck the parliament. They struck the military. So obvious, that's how you start by. If you want to take over a country, that's what you do at the end of the day. But crazy. So okay, since you've decided to do that, so what next for the people? But I've heard Trump say that he's going to take over, that the US is going to take over the country, which is interesting.
Some have lost power, and all they care about is filling their refrigerators.
We are buying because we don't know if there will be a shortage. We don't know what will happen, so we are buying.
When I woke up this morning, I found myself in this situation. I'm trying to buy food because we don't know how long this is going to last.
Despite nervousness on the streets, some have not lost their calm or their hope.
Let's hope that all
It's interesting that the Venezuelans, actually they don't like the guy. They don't like their president. Yeah, because if it was a country that they love their president, I think they could have protested. They could have been in the streets and all that. But since this ninja has really messed up this country, their people don't care. They care about themselves, because even their government doesn't care about them.
this will soon be over and
Never cared about them.
that Venezuela will be free and that those who want to return will be able to do so.
The US attack and the capture of Nicolás Maduro open a new chapter of uncertainty in the lives of Venezuelans.
And
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm joined now by DW reporter Oscar Schlenker, who is from Venezuela, reported very, very often and for a long time from Venezuela. He's here in the studio now in Berlin. Oscar, obviously, you're also in...
DW, it's a Berlin, it's a German
very close contact with your friend's family in Venezuela. We just heard some people saying basically now they concentrate on stockpiling food because the essentials. Is that what drives Venezuelans now, less than a day after what happened?
Well, I think it's what drives Venezuelans for the past 20 years. We've endured several humanitarian crises, complex, and even though this does come as a surprise for many, there have been these threats against Venezuela for months now, and there have been moments where people have stockpiled on food because we thought that there was going to be an incursion. We didn't expect it now.
So people were kind of ready. So we can say that the Venezuelans were kind of ready for anything. They were kind of ready for anything because it was bound to happen because the threats between the two nations, Trump was saying this, Maduro was saying this,
but we have expected it in the past. So this is something that people have gotten used to doing long lines to buy food and stock up on basic needs when there are crises, because we've lived through several of them.
Now we also know, of course, that Venezuela is a divided country. There are supporters of Nicolás Maduro. So far, we've seen very little protests, if any.
Very little process. That's when I say, they were fed up with the president. They were fed up with that government. That's why they are not in. Okay, they are kind of happy that he has been arrested, but still at the end of the day, US coming in and okay, what meaning is if US captured the Nini and gave room for this country to how do you call it, and facilitated them to have new elections and all that as soon as possible and elect a new president, ingekuwa fiti. But them taking over, I don't know if they're going to build that country.
Do you think we have to expect more, or are Venezuelans basically just sort of accepting the fate, whatever it'll be?
Well, I think there's a lot of fear right now into what's going to happen. The regime has not fallen. Only Maduro has been taken out. And what we've seen in the past months is an increase in repression against opposition leaders, against any sign of opposition or dissent in Venezuela. We have over 1,000 political prisoners, even though in Christmas and New Year's some were let out. This is a constant fear that Venezuelans have, that there is kind of like a revolving door on the prison system. So people are let out to let new prisoners in. So there is a lot of fear still in Venezuela because the regime is still controlling everything.
Yeah, the regime is still there. The vice president, I'm pretty sure, the party and all that. So even if they capture the guy, it doesn't mean that I don't know if anything is going to change, but we are going to see what will happen.
And people's lives.
That's the point. I mean, there was so much discussion about, well, this could actually be about a regime change, but now we hear that Delcy Rodriguez, the former vice president of Venezuela, who we also heard in the report, demanding Maduro's being set free again, she accepted the presidency. So there's no real regime change, is there?
Well, no, and we have to remember that this is a regime that has been building up for the past 20 years, and a power void in the situation that Venezuela is right now would be very costly for the U.S. if the U.S. wants to govern Venezuela, as it said, until there's a democratic change. But a power void in Venezuela with all the criminal activity that goes on there, all the different mafias and the crisis that still are going on in Venezuela, it would be catastrophic and very costly for the U.S. to try and manage.
Yeah, they're managing the country now. Okay, that's an interesting take.
A power void in the situation we are right now.
So what do you read into Trump saying that the U.S. will, at least for the time, run the country?
So how are they going to run it, actually?
In order to ensure a transition to what, given that he seems to feel okay with the vice president taking over the presidency?
Well, that's what many Venezuelans fear. We have a president like Donald Trump that has deported Venezuelans in a very inhumanely manner from the U.S., now calling the shots on what's going to happen in Venezuela. So it's very worrisome for a lot of Venezuelans, but at the same time, there's a lot of hope because now the ball starts rolling without Nicolás Maduro, which was an authoritarian dictator that was calling the shots in Venezuela and that had a...
So he is a dictator. Yeah, he's an authoritarian dictator. He is a dictator, as this guy says. He's a Venezuelan, so he understands. So true, he's a dictator, but we have so many. But me seeing why it was justified for them to invade it, because at the end of the day, it shows, it shows a bad picture out here. Because these powerful countries will start doing that, and when they start doing that, then it will destabilize the entire world. Because sasa inches zitakuwa zinasema okay, this country kuna venye this country has imetu nini, now we are going to take it over,
Many Venezuelans worry
because we have the military power and all that, we can do this and that.
It's so worried that we have the largest migration of people in the hemisphere in history, with more than 8 million people that have left Venezuela, and that has affected the whole hemisphere.
What about the opposition in Venezuela? I mean, the Nobel Peace Prize winner Machado, she already called for the opposition political Edmundo González to claim the presidency. Yesterday in the press conference...
That's unless your interest for aligns with the US, then they can't allow you to take the presidency.
And Donald Trump didn't seem to be
they won't allow.
Very much impressed by that. How do
he's not impressed? Why? Because he wants someone who will toe the line. The US wants someone who will toe the line.
Venezuelans feel about that? Would they like that?
Yeah, a lot of Venezuelans were shocked to hear Trump say that in the address yesterday, because in fact, in the last presidential elections, many Venezuelans went out to vote for Edmundo González Urrutia, which was the candidate that Maria Corina Machado was supporting because she wasn't allowed to run. So after the Venezuelan government did not show the results and actually handed the re-election to Maduro,
damn, man.
And that's when people started saying, well, this is an illegitimate president. So we're waiting to see what the opposition has to say. They're still keeping quiet. So
Maduro has been an illegitimate president for quite a while. And this is super interesting.
Okay. Until they have all the answers.
Okay, Oscar Schlenker, DW Report.
Interesting. So I don't know. I don't know now where this puts Venezuela, but anything. Let's see. But I'm pretty sure they're not going. US is not going to allow the opposition to take over unless if the opposition leader toes the line and wants to align with the interest of the US. I believe they can make him the president. But since I believe US can find a way and poke the vice president since she has been made the president, so they can poke her and make her toe the line. If she doesn't, then they are going to find someone who can replace her. So that's what they are going to do. I'm pretty sure that's what they are going to do. They are not going to make it that they are not going to build the country to become like CG. Nah, your story is Trump anasema is going to build CG Venezuela. Nah, he's not going to do that. For him, he's there because of the oil, and he has always said it. It's because of the oil. Let's see. He has thrown. I see Trump has also thrown some shade to the Mexican president.
I wonder, Mr. President, I want to ask you because from your vice president, J.D. Vance, said that the message is pretty clear. The drug trafficking must stop. So was this...
Drugs come from all over. So why is it only Venezuela?
Operation a message that you're sending to Mexico, to Claudia Sheinbaum, the president there?
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels
that's Trump
are running Mexico. And we could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes, she is. No, she's very, she's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico. And I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, Mr. President, no.
Really? Did she say that?
So we have to do something because we lost. The real number is 300,000 people, in my opinion. They like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people.
But we know, all of us, we know that Trump likes exaggerating things at the end of the day. But so, even me usually wonder, why don't they get rid of the cartel? Like, okay, Mexico, the president is a lady. So if she said that she doesn't want the cartel to be taken out, so that means she's in cahoots with the cartel, right? And I believe, this story about a drug and all that, if the US was really like, if they were really invested and they wanted to nini, they can do it. Since to me, that they can go and take out Maduro and take him from his country, and So I believe if they wanted to, if it's about drugs, then if it's about drugs, then they could have dealt with Mexico a long time, with the cartel issue a long time, But they don't do that because at the end of the day, there is some people, even in his government, benefiting from all this.
We lost it to drugs, and they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada too, by the way, in case you don't know. But they come in through the southern border, and
so why is
something's going to have to be done
this guy likes mentioning, because now why is he mentioning Canada? Because at the end of the day, there was a time he had an issue with Canada, right?
Mexico.
Why did you decide to do this morning?
Are you talking about calling you people or the chat?
No, taking out.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, this guy is a joker, man. Hey, this guy is a joker. But at the end of the day, it's Trump.
I'm not sure which is worse, if you want to know the truth. I'm calling you. I haven't spoken to anybody else because Charlie Hurd has been a great friend of mine for a long time. He was with me when it was not fashionable. Yeah. And those are the people I like.
At the end of the day, so unajua pia hizi channels. Okay, this news in the US, they are kind of, they have people who they side with. And
he
I
was
believe
with
Fox,
me, Charlie, when it was not at all fashionable. So that's the reason I'm doing this. And your show is great. You're doing a great job. What a good team.
But I meant, why did you make the decision to take out Maduro this morning? And what was Maduro doing when our guys came in on him?
So we were going to do this 4 days ago, but the weather was not perfect. The weather has to be perfect. And we had just the perfect weather. We had, very good. A little bit few more clouds than we thought, but it was good. We waited 4 days. We were going to do this 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. And then all of a sudden it opened up and we said go. And I'll tell you, it was just amazing. And what was he doing? He was in a very highly guarded, like a fortress, actually. He was in a fortress. That we had nobody killed was amazing. I think we had nobody killed, I have to say, because a couple of guys were hit, but
he was in a fortress. This guy can just say anything to just kuongeza tu ile chumvi, like adding some salt into what they did. But
they came back and they're supposed to be in pretty good shape. But that we had nobody killed, that we lost no aircraft. Everything came back. We got it all back. One of them was hit pretty hard, but a helicopter, but we got it back. But it just was the right time to do it. We had to do it because it's a war. We're losing 300,000 people a year. We don't lose that much in a war, okay, if you look. And we had to do it. But he was in a house that was more like a fortress than a house. It had...
Jamaa tu nini tu anaongeza kwa Fox at the end of the day. So, yeah, anyway, so... I just wanted to hear hapo the Mexican president, if he threw some shade. And anyway, but it's Trump. It's Trump, and the US have decided to show us a very interesting days as we start the year. Even 1 week is not over and the country has been invaded. Very interesting, and let's see how it's going to play out. History Maduro. Let's see if they're going now to charge him, and if they're going to put up any proof, because at the end of the day you need to put proof. Let's see if other countries are going to intervene and all that. Let's see how we are going to see how Venezuela what they are going to from this, to come back from this. But anyway, I want to shout out each and every person that has joined this video, watched the video, liked the video or our previous video, and those who are watching without subscribing, man, do that so that you can reach ile threshold tunataka. Yeah, 1,000. Sai wacha tuweke nini to 1,000 subscribers. Tunataka tufike 1,000 subscribers as fast as we can, so that we can monetize the channel pia, tukwe to at least pia tukwe tunatengeneza kakitu from it, sindio? Ama ni aje? Anyway, this is the Real Edits, and I'm hyped to the DARDO. Venye nimesema, Dado is my name, and it's all about content.